What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, and the overall markets. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar as we have important data coming out for the week, not to mention new developments in the charts. But just note that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeb link. If you deposit any amount of money, you're guaranteed 12 of free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 in total. And deposit $25,000 more, and you're guaranteed 75. Our friends very soon in just about 3 weeks from now. Anyways, now let's talk about the market. So looking at NIO, we got this nice liquidity grab down here, and we're trying to hold above our 20 EMA. With these imbalances above, that increases the odds that NIO is going to try to bounce with the markets. But the question is, what news and data comes out first to really dictate this? So I want to talk about that first before I break down these charts. The first thing we're going to do is look at this right here, the economic calendar. So for tomorrow, it's going to be very minor. We just have the 3 and 6 month bill auctions coming out. Then we just have Bowman and Kashkari giving speeches, much of which is very, very minor, nothing too crazy. So we have a quiet day for Monday. Just know the data and such does become more intense later on during the week as we have the FOMC minutes, we have CPI and PPI for the second half of the week. But for now, just for Monday, we just have very minor stuff, mainly just a couple of Fed speakers, nothing too crazy. One more thing for Monday is that we have NVIDIA's AI summit starting. So we're going to get some news for NVIDIA. Might cause some more volatility, so watch for that. On top of that, for earnings, we don't really have much for Monday. In fact, all the earnings are very minor until Friday. We have JP Morgan, Chase, and Wells Fargo and BlackRock. But Monday is going to be very, very minor. One more catalyst could be what happens involving Israel and the other parties out there. We'll see how things go with this. If there is another attack in retaliation or not, that happens by tomorrow. It may affect the market to some extent. We'll see about that. It depends on where they attack, if it affects oil prices and such. But for now, we're waiting to see, so we're still going to be kind of patient with this. So we'll see if that affects the markets. That could be another external catalyst. But as of right now, with if nothing new kind of like develops by tomorrow when the market opens, it's going to be fine. It might not affect the market as much. The market's at greed. We're not at extreme greed yet. We're still building greed. Momentum is building some greed as well. We'll see if it gets closer to the extremes. The puts and call option ratio is kind of stuck right now. We'll see if this increases or not. And volatility remains neutral, so we'll give this some time. So we'll see how things go. For NIO, I just want to say that there was some big news that came out that NIO is partnered with the Abu Dhabi-based CYVN Holdings, which is the leading investor in smart and advanced mobility. And they're going to be launching more collaboration marks because this is going to once again mark their entry in the Middle East and North Africa, which is big news for them. So these new investments that are being made in new partnerships help them expand. And that's very, very bullish in my opinion. Volume was at 92 million, and then also we saw JP Morgan Chase remain with their overweight rating. Price price ratios on the uptrend as NIO is building strength, and we tend to see green more often on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We're green about 49% of the time on Mondays. Not bad. We also tend to see more volatility around 1 p.m. and also during the final hour of the day. So we'll see how things end up going. With that being said, let's talk about the charts now. What do I think is going to pan out? In all honesty, with the news coming out about new partnerships in the Middle East, I think that's bullish for NIO. As long as we don't end up losing 6.6, I favor the upwards direction. If 6.6 fails, we're looking for 6.3 as our target. As long as we hold it, I think we could rebound to $7 flat. So I think that 7 is coming for tomorrow. That's the most likely case for NIO for a nice rebound. So look for some upside as we hold above our key resistance. For SPY, we're attempting to rebound. This looks more bullish. We might gap down on Monday, then continue this attempts to push higher. We could be looking for an attempt to get up to about 574 to 575. And we'll see if that breaks or not. If we lose 570 or 20 EMA, we will turn back down to 568. As of right now, it looks unlikely, so we could continue to push towards 574 to 575, and I think the odds favor the upwards direction. So that still looks more bullish to me. For ES looks more bullish as well. We have 5,800 as our resistance. If that breaks, we're looking for a bigger push for 58.25. If this rejects, we're going to be dipping back down to about 57.75. But this still looks more bullish to me. I think the odds favor the 5,800s. So we'll see how things go with ES, at least moving forward. But it still looks more bullish. For NVIDIA, we look a little bit more bullish. We're looking for basically this 126 area as our resistance. We'll see if that breaks. If we lose 121.75, we'll be dipping, but this is favoring upside for 126. I think there's a good chance we try to push a little bit higher. So with Inverse Essentials forming and the AI Summit events starting, there's a good chance that this may continue its pump. We could be looking for an attempt for 126 on NVIDIA. Bitcoin is trying to rebound right here. We'll see if we hold above our 62,441 area. As long as we hold above that, we're looking for a push for this imbalance, taking us up to 63,700 as our resistance. So there's a good chance we try to push for that. For Tesla, we look bullish as we have the robotaxi event coming out later on this week. I think Tesla easily pushes to at least 257, which is where this imbalance is, and eventually the 265 area. It remains more bullish nonetheless. For NQ, we look more bullish. We're looking for a nice cup-like structure. So I think 20,300 is where our resistance happens to be. There's a good chance we're going to be, once again, making a nice move. For the QQQ, we look more bullish. I think there's a good chance we attempt to push higher. We'll see if we end up losing support right here around this 486 area, but we still remain bullish looking at the charts, especially as we approach 490. For Aapl, we're consolidating right now, but we have to try to hold above 227. If that's the case, we're looking for 230 plus, so we will see. So be very patient nonetheless. For the IWM, Russell 2000, we look more bullish. As long as we don't lose 218, we're going to be looking for a pump all the way up towards this 221 area. So it still looks more bullish to me. For Amazon, we have Amazon Prime Day coming up starting on Tuesday. As long as we don't lose 186.4, we could dip a little bit on Monday morning, but then I do think we may attempt to rebound. If we break 186.4, we're looking for a pump all the way up to about 190. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. For Meta, I think we may continue to uptrend all the way up towards the 600 area, so we'll see how things end up going. For Microsoft, we are on a bit of a downtrend right here. We'll have to see if 415 holds. If that fails us, we could be dipping all the way down towards 410. If it doesn't hold, we're going to be coming back down. If it does hold, we're looking for 420 to be retested. So watch the support in this 414 to 415 area. We'll see what the reaction is. We do look kind of weak right here as we're trying to base. But I'll have to give it some time just for confirmation. Google looks more bullish as we're trying to hold above 167. As long as we hold that, we could be looking for an attempt for 170. There could be an attempt to bounce as long as we hold above 167. So it looks more bullish to me. With that being said, guys, I think that we look more bullish. We're doing a good job at holding up. NIO has more potential to try to push as well. As long as we hold above 6.75, I think the odds favor that $7 target. With this nice little wick that formed here, this is a chance that they're grabbing liquidity for another pump. We have this gap to fill above, so I think the odds favor the upside direction for NIO into the sevens very soon. With that being said, I appreciate you guys so much for listening. But I gave you guys my general view of the markets, at least thus far, as we're trying to break past resistance all over again. So overall, the market to me looks like it's temporarily bullish. I still hold the view that as we approach the end of October, as we get closer to the election, there's going to be a pullback coming to the markets. I still have that same view. I think the market will pull back as we get closer to the election, maybe a little bit after the election as well. There might be more downside coming. There's going to be a nice dip buying opportunity for the markets. But we're not close to the end of October yet. And as of right now, it looks like the market has potential to try to push a little bit higher as the bulls have stepped back in and are trying to pump the markets. We had the port strikes ending. We had a good unemployment rate that was reported. So the market is liking this data. We'll see if the data for the week helps us continue with this trend. As of right now, the odds favor that. So the market should try to push a little bit more from where we are. But later on down the line, I still hold that view of the correction. So please keep that in mind, guys. That's what my general view of the market is. Anyways, that's it for this video. I thank you all so much for listening. Enjoy your weekend for whatever's left of it. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another update. Thanks again, and peace out.